Lunges are one of the best strengthening exercises for people of all ages. But the older people get, the more they tend to avoid lunges. And often that's for fear of knee pain. However, the older you get, the more important lunges become to help you maintain the ability to get up from the floor, as well as to prevent age-related muscle loss. In this video, I'll share some tips to help you do lunges safely without causing or worsening knee pain, and they even work if you have arthritis. So let's get started. I'll start with the tips that have the most immediate impact in improving pain quickly, and then progress to longer-term strategies towards the end of the video. Now, people may have knee pain when doing lunges in either their front knee or their back knee, but we'll focus on the front knee first. When doing a lunge, if your knee goes forwards in front of your toe like this, it creates a lot of tension on your quadriceps while your quadriceps are maximally lengthened across the knee. That's especially problematic if you have patellar tendonitis or if you have arthritis behind your kneecap, as this creates more compression of the kneecap back against the thigh bone. It also minimizes your glute lever arm when you're in this position, because if you remember from physics, torque is force times lever arm. So when your hips are back here and your contact point with the ground is right here, you have a long lever arm to allow your glutes to assist your quadriceps with the motion. However, the closer your hips get to your ground contact point, that minimizes the lever arm of the glutes and makes you use almost exclusively quadriceps. So a good immediate solution is, instead of doing a forward lunge where your knee goes in front of your toe, if you start from an upright position and step backwards into a backwards lunge where you have your weight on your heel, your tibia or shin bone is relatively vertical, thigh perpendicular with the floor. This allows you to use your glutes to drive your heel down through the ground to bring yourself up, and then your quadriceps come back into it at the top. So step back like that, and then come back up. Now, if you don't have the strength to do that, or if you do have too much knee pain, again, we'll go into some longer term strategies towards the end, but for now, just go down into a partial lunge. Go as deep as you can comfortably, even if it's not all the way down towards the floor. Then drive your heel towards the ground and step back up. You can also start from a wide stagger and do what's called a split squat, or just basically a stationary lunge where you just go up and down through the range that you can comfortably, and that helps with the knee pain in the front leg. But what if you have knee pain in the back knee when you're doing lunges? Well, if you get pain as your knee is bending, your quadriceps are stretching across your knee as your knee is coming down towards the ground, and that again can create some compression on your kneecap. Additionally, if you're using your back leg to bear a lot of weight, that again creates the same problem of producing force at the same time that the muscle is maximally stretched across your knee joint. Now, a good solution to help with that is taking a wide stagger and putting most of your weight, about 90%, on the front leg. The things this does is, one, it keeps your knee straighter. The wider your stagger, the less the knee has to bend, versus if you're close like this, your knee has to bend a lot more. That wider stagger also allows you to sit back more on your heel and take some pressure off of this leg. This leg is carrying most of the force. Now, another thing that people often do is, when they're doing a lunge, they'll try to keep this leg flat on the ground too. And that can limit how far you can get, just because you don't have the flexibility in your calves. So when you step back, you want to actually touch your toe. That'll, one, keep you from putting too much weight through your legs. So just have the tip of your toe touching as you're coming down into that wide stagger, versus having the whole leg on the ground. That loads your knee a whole lot more as you're coming down like that. So those were the tips to help with front knee pain and back knee pain when doing a reverse lunge. But what if you want to be able to do a forward lunge? After all, that is a great exercise. It's a great quad strengthening exercise. And having strong quads is not a problem. It's just a matter of you don't want them to overpower your glutes. However, if you do have knee pain currently, that may not be the place to start. What the forward lunge or knee over toe lunge requires is having enough flexibility at the ankle joint. You also need to have strength out of your quads and actually out of your calves as well. So we'll start with some techniques to help with improving the ankle flexibility. If you start with your leg up on a step like this, then start to lunge forward, you don't have as much pressure going through your front leg, and this allows you to make that knee over toe motion a little bit easier. Go until you feel a pinching in the front leg and just driving your hips forwards like this. The higher step you use, or even putting your foot up on a chair, that loads your knee progressively less and less. So find the step height or chair height that you need in order to be able to work on ankle flexibility. Now you can also do a lunge here. Again, if you don't have the strength to go down into a full reverse lunge, you can build up strength by putting your foot on the stair. As you can see, this brings you into a greater hip flexion angle without having to go down as low towards the floor or bend this back knee as much. So you can build the strength, particularly in that lowest part of the range of motion, if you can't do a full all the way down to the floor lunge to begin with. Now, after you've worked on improving the ankle mobility, you also have to improve the control when you're in this knee over toe position, because you don't want to get there and get caught. Now, one way you can do this is actually using your calves, like I mentioned earlier. Many people only think about the quads and glutes when you're doing a lunge, but as you go into ankle dorsiflexion or knee over toe position, your calves, particularly your soleus, get stretched across the back of the ankle, which means to get out of this position, you can actually push your toes down into the step, which drives your tibia backwards, and then that allows you to use your glutes more. Versus if you stay in this position, then you have to use a lot more quadricep force to get up with the axis of rotation around the knee. So again, use your calf muscles to drive your tibia back to more of a vertical position, and then you stand up. Now what that would look like from a floor lunge position, you step into a front lunge, go knee over toe, and you can't use your glutes to get you up from here because again, there's very minimal lever arm in this position. And if you were to use your quadriceps, you'd come up this way, almost as if stepping through the lunge. However, if you drive your toes down into the floor to plantar flex your ankle or point your toes, kind of as if you were stepping on the gas, that drives you back into more of a reverse lunge position, then you can stand back up. So again, step forward, knee over toe, use your calves to drive you back up, and then come back up to a standing position. Step forward, knee over toe, use your calves to initiate the movement, and then once you get back to 90 degrees, you can use the glutes to help you the rest of the way up. Now, one thing that we didn't talk about yet is the side-to-side control. We've mentioned things mostly in this front to back plane, but where this front leg goes also controls how much knee pain you have, especially in the front leg. So when you step forward, probably one of the most common mistakes people make with lunges is allowing this foot to come inwards. Now, not having enough dorsiflexion in your ankle is one thing that can cause that. So by doing the ankle mobilization that we did earlier, that can help. But another issue is the strength in the gluteus medius and gluteus minimus. So as you step into a lunge, whether you're stepping forwards like that or stepping backwards into a backwards lunge, you want to keep a proper hip-knee-toe alignment. You don't want to allow your knee to drift that way. And actually, due to the angle of your hip joint, as you go down deeper, it's natural for your hip to go into a little bit of external rotation. So rather than thinking about keeping everything straight, actually think about driving your knee out just slightly as you go into the lunge and then push back up. Go down and push back up. and go down and push back up. So we covered 3 versions of the lunge so far: the split squat, the reverse lunge, and the forward lunge. Now, if you'd like to progress to a different variation of a lunge, you can also take that into movement where you're doing a walking lunge like that. And that requires a little bit more balance. To learn how to do a walking lunge properly, check out this video over here. But before you go, if you found this one helpful, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you can get notified of our future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.